pressure group Economic Fighters League is set to hit the streets of Accra in protest of the newly proposed taxes in the 2022 budget. The group says the e-levy, amongst others, burden the ordinary Ghanaian. They're calling on parliamentarians to reject the proposals and have asked the government to focus on increasing production in the country. National spokesperson for the EFL, Ni Ayi Opare, addressed the media.
The Vice President said, or had mentioned, that excessive taxes prevent economic growth. And he has said when there's no economic growth, there's no revenue. And when there's no revenue, you'll be forced to increase taxes. And in his very famous words, he says, we get trapped in a cyclical downward spiral, which means you cannot continue to depend on just taxation. You've got to shift the focus from taxation to production. But then we've not seen anything different. In fact, today we see more taxes than we even saw before he came into office. And that's something we have to really look on, or look up to. Number 7, the neoliberal economic structure. The 2022 budget does not address the core issues of the structure of the economy. The over-reliance on the IMF and World Bank policy prescriptions that has led us to nowhere we are in the first place is not going to take us anywhere. And to which, if they've not been able to take us anywhere in the last couple of years, there's no promise or there's no reason to believe that going for policy advice today is going to lead us anywhere. Year in, year out, they read budgets promising heaven and earth without any intention to fulfill them. They are much less concerned about changing the structure of the economy to benefit the masses rather than a few. This is what our fight is about, and we shall not stop. Again, this is what our fight is about, and we shall not stop until the total reconstruction of the country is achieved. Having analyzed the 2022 budget, we have come to the conclusion that the budget presents no hope for the people of Ghana, and rather its proposed policies and measures will exacerbate the plight of the ordinary man and increase the hardship on us. We accordingly reject this budget. We reject the Momo tax, or whatever it's called, the e-levy tax. We reject the bank transfer tax. We reject the increase in charges. In short, we reject the attempt to pile up hardship on the people and to deny them the right to the pursuit of happiness, freedom, and justice. We have, together with the fellow co-conveners of the Fix the Country campaign, scheduled a massive demonstration for the 26th of November 2021, which will be on Friday. It will be a massive demonstration to the Parliament House to tell the parliamentarians to their faces that we, the citizens of Ghana, on whose authority they sit there and take ex gratia, are instructing them to reject the 2022 budget. We call on all Ghanaians, particularly the youth, to show up for the demonstration, as this affects each and every one of us.
Joining us via Zoom is Abeku Adams, the Solidarity Commander of the Economic Fighters League. Solidarity Commander of the Economic Fighters League. Thank you very much, Mr. Adams, for joining us here on Join East Prime. You, as part of the Fix the Country campaign, have called for one major thing, which is job creation. A wholesale rejection of the budget will be problematic because in there is that, proposal by government to create 1 million jobs using at least 1 billion cedis each year for the next 3 years. Ms. Adams, you would have to unmute your device so we can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right. Thank you for having me. Can I have your question again, because your network was breaking at the time we were talking?
Well, the question is that as part of your campaign to fix the country, you asked government to create jobs for the youth, and you said that was a security threat. You are asking now at this news conference you held earlier today for MPs to reject the budget. And I'm saying, wouldn't a total rejection of the budget be problematic, seeing that there are other benefits that will inure to the benefit of young people whom you are concerned with and about?
I do not think rejecting the budget as it stands now would be of any problem to the welfare or the interests of the youth of this country. Rather, accepting it either in part or holistically is going to be the major problem to the job creation they promised. And this is not the first time they promised job creation in this country in national budget, and we have nothing to show for. The most ad hoc policy that was put in place was a NAPCO project, which has now just run its full course and has closed down right now. So clearly, we are not being told specifically what measures are being put in place to create those jobs. We are just being fed figures that will that sort to project a kind of empty hope of job being created subsequently. We are not seeing practical measures on the ground. And in going forward, like at our press conference, we clearly laid down certain specific measures that should be taken in the effort to create jobs. Cut down the tax regime, cut down excessive government expenditure, cut down corruption and other things. These are the measures we should be taking to create jobs, not increasing the budget burden, the tax burden of this country. So yes, rejecting the budget will not create any problem for the youth of this country.
We need to raise revenue to do that. If you are kicking against this, how else does government do what they're asking them to do?
We need to raise revenue as a country, yes, indeed. But tax as the sole means of raising revenue is a lazy man's approach to governance. It's a clear issue of lack of innovation and creative intelligence on the part of government to think that the only way to raise revenue is to tax the people to their graves. And at our press conference, we clearly laid down other measures that should be taken to increase the revenue capacity of this country. And it's not by taxing the people. It's by cutting down on corruption. We said it at the press conference that recently the Auditor General report says that we lost 12 billion Ghana cedis to corruption last year. The point is that if you can cut down on corruption, you are going to save more than what you are getting.
Very well.
If you are looking forward to raising 6 billion from taxing mobile money, why don't we stop taxing mobile money and put in effective measures to check corruption? That will bring us 12 billion cedis.
Ms. Adams, I would like to leave it here for now. Let's see how this goes. You want to hit the streets on Friday. We'll be following this development.